Thank you very much indeed, Alan. So the teams are coming out and lining up. The Champions League music with which you've become very familiar over the last few years, beginning to blare out around the San Siro. As I said, Graham's with us till 10:30, so stay with us. 0500 909 693. You can give him a call a little bit later on. Ronaldinho was very late out of the tunnel there and had to run to catch up with his teammates and join them at the end of the line. He looks really up for tonight's match as well. AC Milan against Manchester United, live here on 5 Live Sport. You've heard from Graham Taylor, the former England manager, and from Alan Green. And to start the commentary, here's John Murray.
Well, if anyone was in any doubt that this is where the Champions League steps it up, the scene we have set before us here expels that. It is red and black, the colours of the Rossoneri. Just about everywhere you look, apart from the section way high up in the gods in the end, which is to our left. That's where the 4,000 or so Manchester United supporters are watching. Goodness knows what the view's like from way up there. And the players are right away down there, shaking hands with one another across the halfway line. AC Milan, 7 times European champions. Manchester United, 3 times winners of either the European Cup or the Champions League as it is now. But having played in the last 2 finals in this competition. And down they go, Wayne Rooney at the front as they line up for the team photograph. Manchester United, white shirts, blue shorts and white socks. And the AC Milan team now do exactly the same thing as well. 6 players at the back, 5 in front, and shake one another's hands and little hugs as well. And the 2 captains come together across the halfway line. Massimo Ambrosini of AC Milan and Rio Ferdinand for Manchester United. It's his first game since Fabio Capello confirmed him as England's new captain. It's only his 3rd game, Rio Ferdinand, since October because of the injury problems, and of course he's serving a domestic suspension at the moment. But this is Brit's night back home, and the Brit we are talking about here, some huge explosion goes off. I presume that's a flare of some variety. If it was a big one. But the Brit we're talking about here tonight in Milan is the former England captain David Beckham, who is starting the match 7 years after leaving Old Trafford. Here he is playing against them for the first time, and Beckham playing in the midfield 3 instead of Gattuso. These are the teams. Milan, Dida in goal, occasionally error-prone. At the back, Bonera, Nesta, Thiago Silva, who was an injury doubt, and Antonini. In the middle, Beckham, Pirlo and Ambrosini, with Pato, Huntelaar and Ronaldinho up front. And Manchester United, Van der Sar in goal, Rafael da Silva, Ferdinand, Evans and Evra. In the middle, Carrick, Scholes and Fletcher, with Nani and Park in the wide positions, and Rooney up front. And there goes the whistle, and the Champions League resumes this season. This is the first leg of the tie in the last 16 of the competition. And immediately Manchester United, who got the match underway, played all the way back to Van der Sar for a touch, who clears from his own penalty area. And it is a dry night here in Milan, in Lombardy, but it's been drab and grey, as it so often seems to be in Milan at this time of the year. And that there is a mist that is hanging above the pitch at high level, and the TV screen on the opposite side of the ground shines out brightly. Smoke emerges from the middle tier to our right, where the flare was exploded, and AC Milan are in possession here with Ronaldinho, AC Milan's best player this season, we were told before the game. Then it goes back to Thiago Silva, now out to the right hand side to Bonera. Here's David Beckham with his first touch of the game, chips the ball down into the Manchester United left back area, and Evra is very happy to leave that to bounce through for a goal kick. Graham Taylor.
It's like every game, isn't it? The very early minutes of it's hard to sort of really look and see what's happening, but it was very interesting how AC Milan started off controlling the ball, moving it around, Manchester United just holding off them a little bit, but obviously the game will take some time before it settles down.
Here's a ball through to Rooney. It bounces off Nesta. He used his arm, says the referee, who is Olegario Benquerença of Portugal. Free kick taken. Pato now on the right hand side, slipped it past Evra, who blocked him, brought Pato down. It's a free kick, 10 yards inside Manchester United territory. You can hear the home supporters howling for a yellow card to be shown to Evra, but I don't think that was at all in the referee's mind. Free kick then, first set piece for David Beckham to take, and Beckham stands 1 foot in front of the other and then suggests that Wayne Rooney, his England colleague, is not 10 yards away from the ball, and he's right as well. The number 32 for AC Milan hits it into the penalty area. Evra overhead kick away, Ronaldinho shoots, it's deflected in. AC Milan take a 3rd-minute lead. A cruel deflection took the ball past Van der Sar as he fell to his right. Ronaldinho will claim it, and that is such an early blow for Manchester United. It's AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0.
Well, Patrick Evra's, he's made his side really pay totally for that block off, because once he's given the free kick away, it can be put into the goal scoring area, and there's very few players better at that than Beckham. Yes, the shot by Ronaldinho got a deflection, but it was an instant volley by him, taken extremely well, and it gives AC Milan that early 1-goal lead.
Michael Carrick, I think it was, who had hit that shot from Ronaldinho, and it skewed away as Van der Sar was going down to his right to make the save. The deflection off Carrick was so significant, and it ended up in the back of the net. I would think that goal will be given to Ronaldinho. Mind you, the way that own goals have been given this season, and the number of them that Manchester United have profited from, I think it's 11 in all competitions this season. Well, that might actually be called one against them.
Yeah, but it was a tremendous volley by Ronaldinho, instantaneous. He saw it, hit it. Yes, it got a deflection, and by that it went past Van der Sar quite comfortably then, but I still think that it should be given to Ronaldinho.
So do I. Well, AC Milan already leading by 1-0. David Beckham took the free kick that led to the goal. Evra overhead kicked it away, and Ronaldinho didn't get any clearance on it, and Ronaldinho was underneath it to strike it right-footed, and as we've mentioned, the deflection took it in. So 1-0 to Milan. Ronaldinho loses possession in the Manchester United right back area. They've not cleared it. Ronaldinho's got it back. Oh, what a lovely little flick from Ronaldinho that was. And now Beckham, ball to the edge of the area, comes off the head of Carrick, and the ball bounces away out towards the right-hand side for a throw into the home side, who've made a roaring start.
John, I wish I could describe what Ronaldinho just did then. I don't know how he did the back flick. He kept it one leg stationary, flicked it onto that stationary leg, and then it went again, completely bamboozled the Manchester United defender.
Manchester United, after the throw was taken, Milan lose possession and United clear it. Now the ball is sent forward by Thiago Silva, comes out to Ronaldinho again. Oh my goodness, he looks in the mood, Ronaldinho, and sent a pass to Huntelaar, which bounced away through to the goalkeeper. Van der Sar cleared it away downfield, and that takes it to Dida at the other end. 1-0 AC Milan.
What's interesting, John, about Manchester United formation is that Park has been trying to chase Pirlo all over the pitch. He's not playing wide. We see him now. Pirlo's almost in a left-back position, and Park has come across with him, which leaves a vacancy over on that right-hand side, or Manchester United's left-hand side. Very interesting just to see exactly what is expected of Park.
Well, he's currently hovering around on the right, and then returns into a central area. And, well, that was unexpected. He has a long ball forward from the back for Manchester United. Park chasing it. Nani's in there as well, and it's just hooked and cleared away, and the ball will run out of play for a throw-in to Milan. The clearance from Antonini, the left back, took a deflection off Nani, and it's out of play for a throw-in to the home side. So AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0. That's a free kick.
Yeah, they got a free kick there
for the challenge on Antonini.
That's right.
Free kick to AC Milan, and what a start. What a resumption to the Champions League.
Look where Park is. I'm sure he's man-marking Pirlo.
What do you think of that?
Well, it leaves an unbalance over on that. Look at the Bonore, completely free in that right-back position.
And that's where it's going now, out towards Daniele Bonera. one of the Italian internationals in this AC Milan side. Beckham, who looks very sprightly in the early stages, as you'd expect, of course, playing against his former club for the first time. Now Pato gets a chance to run with the ball into the D. Pato lays it to Ronaldinho, left side of the box. Ronaldinho approaching Ferdinand, curls it goalwards, and Van der Sar gets down to make the save. Quite close to him, but danger.
Just me, AC Milan have started extremely well, haven't they? And an excellent goal, 1-0 lead early, looking confident, moving it about so well.
Well, Manchester United have got a wretched record here. They've never scored here against AC Milan. In fact, against either of the Milan clubs, they've only scored one goal in competitive matches in this stadium. Paul Scholes, that was, who scored it against Inter in the Champions League over 10 years ago. But every game they've played here against AC Milan, Manchester United have lost 4 out of 4, and they're losing here tonight. But here's Fletcher on the left-hand side as Manchester United try to get a toehold in the game. Back to Scholes, 30 yards out, shoots, but he sliced it well wide with, who else? David Beckham closing him down and forcing him to snatch at it.
Yeah, Beckham dived in there. He was never, I don't think, going to get a tackle in there. It was more like putting Scholes off, and if that was the intention, he did just that, because Scholes just never got hold of the shot at all.
5 Live here in Milan, in the San Siro, Giuseppe Meazza, call it what you will. And what a start from Milan, who lead by 1-0, and a goal at Nottingham Forest in the Championship. Jackie Oatley.
And it's a goal to Forest. They lead against Sheffield United in the 4th minute. Corner swung in from the left-hand side by Majewski. Anderson got a touch to it, and Rob Earnshaw back in the side nudged it home from close range. His 11th of the season. Forest 1, Sheffield United 0.
It is Carlisle 0, Huddersfield 1, and Andy Gillis has goal news from Cardiff.
Yeah, 7 minutes gone here, John. It's Cardiff 1, West Brom 0. A penalty from Peter Whittingham after Jay Bothroyd was tripped by Olsen in the box. Cardiff 1, West Brom 0.
Evra down the left-hand side for Manchester United. Swung over the cross towards the back post, and Antonini, the number 77, was there to head it behind. Corner, first corner of the game. Manchester United to take it. Nani is standing just off the pitch, 1 foot in front of the other. Nani now takes the penalty, the corner in towards the penalty spot. It's cleared away by the Milan captain, Ambrosini. Forward again for United. Park. Nani's taken a bang on the head. Beckham then picks up possession, and he'll have to put it out of play because Nani took the knock. And I mean, he is okay. Ronaldinho's inquiring, but Nani's going to be able to continue. So
I still can't get out of my mind where Park is playing. It seems pretty obvious, though, that he's trying to man-mark Pirlo when AC Milan have the ball. When they don't, he leaves him and he goes anywhere. But it leaves, in my view, it leaves Manchester United unbalanced at the moment.
Well, that'll be a big tactical question for Sir Alex Ferguson to answer at the end of the game. Pato out to the right-hand side for Milan, and then Evra comes across to touch it out of play for a throw-in. Almost 10 yards back from the corner flag. Bonera trots up to take the throw. A ball boy jumps over the huge advertising hoardings to return the ball to him. It's taken back to Beckham, who pops it into the centre to Ambrosini. And now Thiago Silva will shimmy forward with the ball, still going the central defender. Thiago Silva lays it into the box to Antonini on his right foot, who drags his shot wide. Another opening for AC Milan, and the left back couldn't finish.
What a miss, what a miss. He's come in, he's stepped it back on after a lovely little pass inside the fullback. He's pulled it back onto his right foot and really then has just shanked it wide. Great opportunity to put AC Milan 2.
Well, AC Milan could have a healthy lead in this game already instead of just the 1-0 lead that they have. I think Ronaldinho is being credited with the goal on the big screen, at least, as you and I felt he should be. Ronaldinho, that's his 12th goal of the season for AC Milan, their leading scorer. And, you know, I'm not sure he's a favourite of Dunga's by any means, but in this sort of form, Dunga, the Brazilian coach, clearly has to put him in his thinking for the World Cup.
Well, I mean, on 3 or 4 occasions already, some of his skill on the ball has been absolutely unbelievable.
If you remember, some little while back, we all thought he was going to move to Manchester United, but it didn't happen. And he's certainly made his mark against them already in this game tonight, with just over 10 minutes played. Here's Carrick, who the goal deflected in off. Carrick to Nani. Nani infield towards Park. Lays it back down the right-hand side for Nani. Nani's cross into the penalty area, headed behind by Thiago Silva for another United corner.
A good little bit of play there down that right-hand side. Nani and Park linking in, playing a good 1-2, get the corner.
OK, Nani to take it. Rooney inside the 6-yard box. Ferdinand comes up from the back. Evans is there as well. Here it is then. Nani into the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper. Oh, Dida's lost it. Then didn't know where it was. And he was very fortunate to find the ball dropping in front of him. And he was able to clear it away downfield. And now Manchester United struggling, but Evra is able to head it away from Pato back to Van der Sar.
What a lucky goalkeeper there. What a complete hash he made of it. Simple catch. Missed it, dropped it. Lucky that no Manchester United player able to take full advantage.
Peterborough 0. Ipswich 1. Daryl Murphy. Roy Keane's Ipswich. Roy Keane was playing for Manchester United last time they were here, when they lost in the semi-final in 2007 by 3-0 in the second leg. And Derby 0, Preston 1 in the Championship. John Parkin with that one for Preston. Long ball forward for Manchester United for Nani to chase, but it just bounces away from him into the advertising hoardings. And it's a goal kick to Milan, who lead 1-0 here on 5 Live.
Yeah, and still looking at Manchester United's formation in midfield. Scholes playing on that right-hand side, Carrick in the middle, and Fletcher being in the job of the left central midfield, but then breaking out wide left because there's no Park there.
Yeah, Fletcher's got a lot of ground to cover over there. Here's Scholes, gives it back to Carrick, then through to Park from Carrick. Park, this is on the right-hand side for Manchester United as they play from left to right. Nani now into the area, took a deflection, that took it closer to Dida, and he was able to catch it easily. Dida, who was all over the place when the corner came in, and was very, very fortunate that the ball fell to him. It could have gone anywhere off him. It's amazing, really. I know he has some fantastic games for AC Milan, but you always feel that there is a mistake not too far away with the Brazilian goalkeeper.
Well, let's hope it happens tonight.
Here's Evra, left-hand side, in towards Fletcher. Fletcher up towards Rooney, back to Scholes then. And now to the left-hand side to Evra again. Scholes again picks up possession. Little touch, now right-footed ball that he drills across field to Nani, who takes it on his right instep. Yellow boots on, now the ball's on the ground. Nani up against Ambrosini. Antonini's there as well. Nani crosses left-footed into the penalty area in between the defenders. Rooney's exasperated, flaps his arms, but the ball just bounced harmlessly through for a goal kick.
I think once Nani got that ball at his feet and the couple of AC Milan defenders closing him down, he was uncertain what to do with it. There was a lot of delay. Then eventually he just knocked it in. He hadn't really looked up. He just knocked a cross in off his left foot and was allowed to run out for a goal kick.
It's a vibrant scene inside this great stadium. 3 tiers all the way around. Flags being waved in various places. One of the banners I saw before the game in the middle tier to our right simply read King David. So they're expecting great things of him. And the goal that AC Milan have scored did result from the free kick that Beckham fired into the penalty area in a roundabout sort of way. Here's Nesta, now to Bonera on the right. Bonera looks up, actually pulls it back to Beckham, sprints to the ball, pulls it into the middle. Evra's able to head it away quite easily round about chest height in front of Pato. Now Ambrosini, Antonini, Ronaldinho's on the left-hand side, manages to wriggle away from Rafael da Silva, who challenged Ronaldinho from behind, but the referee says he got a touch of the ball with that challenge. Took the man as well. I have to say, I expected a free kick to be given there to AC Milan.
So did I. Whether he took the ball or not, as you quite rightly say, he took the man as well.
Now Bonera over the halfway line again. AC Milan look extremely confident in possession. Beckham now sprays a high pass out towards Ronaldinho, but he's beaten to it by young Da Silva, the 19-year-old. What a big night for him it is when we all expected Brown to play it right back. And AC Milan now again in possession. And here is Pirlo, who has been quiet in the game, which I suppose must have something to do with the fact that Park is on him whenever AC Milan are in possession. Ronaldinho plays it out of play off Rafael for a throw. Important interception from Scholes down there. Scholes thought he should have had a free kick for Ronaldinho's challenge. Another little flick from him. Ambrosini's ball into the middle. is cleared away by Ferdinand on the stretch, and it's now out to Fletcher on the left-hand side. Goodness me, every time Ronaldinho's on the ball, you don't know what he's going to come up with. Park does really well to flick it away from Nesta. Park now into the full-back position. Covering challenge comes across from Pinera, and that's a very good tackle on Park from Pinera.
Excellent tackle, good defensive play. You know, and it's good to comment about good defensive play, I think, because now and again, I think, you know, we forget about that. It's very much part and parcel of the game. Excellent tackle.
Hey, Graham, what do you expect? We're in Italy, you know. Here's Scholes now, who heads forward from the centre circle to the right-hand side. To Nani, back in field it goes towards Scholes. Just over quarter an hour played, 17 minutes to be precise. Fletcher now is on the left-hand side. Fletcher's ball into the box. Nesta clears, only to Fletcher. Bounced away from him, tried to shovel it goalwards, and it hit Thiago Silva and bounced out of the box. And then the long ball downfield for Pato to chase. He wasn't able to, and it's out of play for a throw.
It's interesting, John, you know, it has settled in, and AC Milan started well, some great play, but there's just a little bit about them now and again that I think, yeah, there's a chance here for you, United. I'm not totally convinced about them at the back.
Oh,
you know.
Scholes passes, giving it to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho up against Ferdinand. Ronaldinho goes down on the edge of the box when Ferdinand looked beaten, and Ronaldinho suggests that he should have had, well, it was right on the edge of the box. Right on the edge, either free kick or penalty. Referee says absolutely not, and Manchester United clear.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'd love to see a replay of this because I don't think he had any need to go down. I may be wrong on that, but that was my first impression. Why have you gone down?
If you lean forward, Graham, there's a television just down in front of us, so you can keep your eye on that. I'm sure they'll show it again in a moment or two. But I felt for all the world as though he was going to be past it. Here's the replay now. Here's a better view.
I don't know.
He tried to go round the left side of Ferdinand. And Ferdinand, here's Scholes. Now to Rooney. Rooney turns, shoots, and it's narrowly wide of the foot of the right post. Rooney there, left foot, in a flash, very close to finding an equaliser.
Yeah, and there it is, isn't it? I mean, he got it to push in, hit it, left foot, hit it early, which is the hallmark of a good striker as well. Just wide of the post. Well, I still think Manchester United might have a decent chance to score here.
It's been an action-packed first 18 minutes. Only one goal, but we could have had significantly more. Now Ferdinand has fouled Ronaldinho, or at least the free kick has been given. I don't know with that penalty incident, Ferdinand's leg was there. Ronaldinho perhaps was looking for it, but as you say, Graham, you know, he was virtually in on goal. That's on right, Van der Sar, if he'd kept his feet. Beckham with a free kick on the left-hand side. AC Milan with 5 players across the edge of the box. Delivery from Beckham. Van der Sar comes and gets a good punch as players were arriving. Thiago Silva closest to it, and Van der Sar's caught the ball and the man, and Thiago Silva has stayed down and might need some treatment.
John, can we go back to that Ronaldinho incident? I've looked at it, seen it, and I literally think that he went down. I think the referee got it spot on. I don't think there was any contact made there. I couldn't understand, what have you gone down for? You saw a little bit of it, but and I think when that happens, you know, referees then begin to get a bit, is this a free kick or isn't it? And he'd got no need to go down. I'm sure he could have gone past Ferdinand there quite comfortably.
Well, this referee, the Portuguese referee, has been strong in the early stages, and goodness me, talk about mental strength for players on occasions like this, on nights like this, in places like this. In this sort of atmosphere, 80,000, most of whom are AC Milan supporters, and they think they should have a penalty. You've got to be pretty strong and firm about your convictions to turn them down. Here's Rooney now, strong Rooney, plays it to Scholes, who's got space to run into, just ran a little away from him. Scholes now back into Rooney inside the penalty area, who tried a very difficult thing to hit the shot on the turn as defender Nesta was coming across, and actually just scuffed it behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, Rooney made the little diagonal run in the box. Scholes had seen him, played it through, and you could see Rooney was aware, if I can get hold of this straight away, get my shot in on the turn, then I may just catch Dida out, but he wasn't able to make contact with the ball.
The flags just go limp for a little while in this wonderful atmosphere. I noticed one of the big flags had Baresi written across the middle of it, one of the great favourites here. He could defend as well, Graham, I think. It would be fair to say.
No, I think I don't think so. I know he could, and you know he could. He was a great defender.
Fabio Capello, we believe, is here inside the ground tonight, and I'm sure he's welcome here anytime he wants as well, one of their Champions League winning coaches, as the ball just runs away from Nani, who I think fouled Antonini, and it's a free kick to AC Milan halfway inside their own half on the left-hand side. We've hardly had a moment really to draw breath in the first 20 minutes or so.
Very good game, very interesting. Can't take your eyes off the pitch really. The way that it started, of course, with Milan getting that early goal.
It is still Stoke 0, Manchester City 0 in the only Premier League game this evening. The commentary of that's over on 5 Live Sports Extra. And Everton were 2-1 winners against Sporting in the first leg of their Europa League tie in the last 32. Second leg of that will be on 5 Live a week on Thursday. And Lyon 0, Real Madrid 0 is the score in the only other Champions League match this evening, with the way this season that they're doing it of spreading these last 16 ties out. Here's Nani, ball into the penalty area, but Dida will allow that to bounce over his head and through for a goal kick. Real Madrid, the only team who've won this competition more times than AC Milan. Well, we're halfway through the first half here in Milan. It is AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0, and here's Alan Green.
Like you, Graham, I'm puzzled by the way Sir Alex has set up his midfield five. I mean, Fletcher is the one who's wide left, and it's asking really for ever to keep bombing forward, and he's too busy looking after Pato.
They're just on occasions, Alan, look unbalanced for me. Having said that, I think that Park does a good job. Whenever Manchester United have the ball, he breaks off Pirlo and goes wherever. And then when Milan get the ball, he's back onto Pirlo. So it's a lot of work for him. But at times they do look unbalanced.
Oh, Carrick played the ball. It actually hit the referee, came back to Carrick, and then he chips it to the right side. And Rafael, the Brazilian right fullback for Manchester United, into Scholes. On by Carrick to Fletcher. Fletcher now to Rooney. A couple of yards outside the penalty. I seem to be brushed away there. A foul challenge by Bonera, but Bonera, it's a proper challenge on this occasion. Takes it away from Rooney, but it breaks to United again. Fletcher to Carrick. Carrick's going to be caught in possession here, and is a bit fortunate that the ball squirted away. Pato's gone down and challenging Carrick there, and he's clutching his left ankle. He might have a problem.
Yeah, I think what happened, Alan, as he nicked sort of in front of Carrick then went to play the ball, but the ball had gone, and he's caught him. He caught Pato.
By the way, in case who knows what happens in the remainder of the game, but while play stopped, can I just say that Beckham in 24 minutes has taken 2 free kicks. That's what he's done, nothing else. And the good free kick wasn't the one that led to the goal. The first one was a poor clearance by Evra, fell to Ronaldinho, and his shot, which I think was goal bound anyway, took a deflection, and that's why it's AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0. But no one's telling me that Beckham has done anything else other than the 2 free kicks. Static in the midfield, which Capello will have noticed. Scholes to Carrick, edge of the centre circle. And now to Evans. Evans spins away from Huntelaar and plays it back to Van der Sar. Van der Sar out of his penalty area now, and drives the ball forward inside left channel, headed on by Park. He's going to have to chase it himself, the Korean, though. Bonera is shielding that ball. Good defending by the right fullback, and it's behind for a goal kick.
The one advantage of how Park is playing is that when he breaks off Pirlo doesn't go with him at all, and therefore when Manchester United get the ball, Park can actually be a free player and they can find him that way. So that is a plus side to it. But the other side, as you say, is Fletcher is pushed out wide on the left hand side, and he's
peripheral, when I expect him to be at the centre of it. 20 minutes left in the first half here on 5 Live. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0. Huntelaar gets past Evans. Huntelaar right in the penalty area, declines to cross on the first attempt, pulls the ball back towards Pato. Scholes intercepts, and Scholes clears it, left-footed high towards Fletcher. Beckham heads it back, cleared by Carrick this time in the volley. Then Bonera heads it to Beckham. That's a good ball. To Pato, onto Huntelaar, edge of the penalty area. Again, Evans can't get a proper challenge in. It's now with Ambrosini, the AC Milan captain, chipped towards the left side to Antonini, the fullback, who really should have made it 2-0 about 15 minutes ago. But as he tried to play it back to Ronaldinho, it's head out of play by Rafael, throw into AC Milan. Level with the edge of the United penalty area. goes back to the quiet Pirlo, marked as usual by Park, and Park is forcing him back. So the pass goes to Ambrosini, into Beckham. Ambrosini again, the free man on the far side. There's no one picking him up. That's Bonera. Bonera down the AC Milan right to Beckham. Beckham on to Pato. Good touch by the Brazilian. Bonera again. Pulls across, edge of the penalty area. Cleared high by Evans towards the centre circle. Park heads it on, but Nesta's there for AC Milan. Given away carelessly by Nesta. That's so unlike him. But AC Milan are fortunate to get the ball back. And it's with Ambrosini. Looking to Ronaldinho, usually their best player so far in the opening 26.5 minutes. 27 minutes now. AC Milan lead Manchester United 1-0. Ronaldinho's goal. Now it's hit crossfield by Silva. That's way ahead of Bonera. And out of play it goes for a throw into United. Morecambe 0, Burton Albion 1. We'll keep you across all the games tonight. The Premier League game, Stoke City 0, Manchester City 0. If you want to hear commentary on that, it's on 5 Live Sports Extra. Earlier in the Europa League, Everton 2, Sporting Lisbon 1. It was going really well for Everton, and then they conceded a penalty with 4 minutes to go. Distam was sent off, straight red card. Nani was fouled there according to the Portuguese referee. I think that's a bit of a dodgy decision, and so do the AC Milan supporters, obviously. Nani's been peripheral again, you know. I want to see much more of him.
Yeah, he's getting in support to him as well, and I think that's what Park is trying to do whenever, as I say, his side have the ball. He tries to get into Rooney, but so far we've not seen a lot of him.
Free kicks taken, and then United very careless. Carrick gives the ball away to Ronaldinho. Pato's in a great position, spotted by the Brazilian. Pato up to the edge of the penalty area, and that was a vital challenge by Evans.
I think Pato missed a great opportunity there, outnumbered the Manchester United defence, and he just almost ran it into Evans, who then made a good defensive interception.
But that's not the first time tonight that United have given the ball away carelessly. No. Certainly Scholes earlier, and that was awful by Carrick. That could easily have led to a second AC Milan goal. Here's Ferdinand, the United captain, to Raphael, and Raphael looks for Fletcher, who pops up on the right side and finds Nani. Room for the cross, played in far too deep. Poor cross.
It's a bad cross, that. I mean, he's had a chance to look up
at
there.
Rooney's screaming at him.
He's giving him some verbals, isn't he?
Quite right too. Rooney had made the run to the near post, and Park was also tracking in, but it was just wildly overhit by the Portuguese player. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0. 16 minutes left in the first half here on 5 Live. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're also on our travels. We'll be in Portugal for Porto against Arsenal. Very disturbing team news for Arsenal. No Almunia, no Gallas, no Song, no Eduardo, no Arshavin. And Porto are very good at home. Here's Beckham clattering the ball upfield. Beckham's been very deep. You know, you would expect him to get, well, you would hope that he would get further up the field, but most of the time he's playing near the halfway line than the United penalty area. Throw into United, taken by Evra to Evans, and on now to Ferdinand, and Ferdinand has room in which to move forward if he wishes to do so. He's approaching the centre circle, picks out Carrick on to Evra on the far side, and United need to see more of this. The French fullback on the attack, pulls across in towards Rooney. Rooney was hampered there by the presence of Nesta, and then Scholes seemed to foul Ambrosini. Play continues. Antonini almost lost the ball there, and Ambrosini did lose the ball, but the flag is up, and I think he may well have given a free kick, the Portuguese referee, for a foul on Ambrosini. Beckham, after the free kick, no, has it been taken or not? Yes, it has. Here's Silva, down to walking pace the game for the moment, to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was caught there by Raphael. Ronaldinho again, taking the ball on his right thigh, didn't control it properly there. Scholes on to Fletcher in the centre circle for Manchester United, and hooks it forward. That's overhit by Fletcher, and it's behind for the goal kick. Morecambe 1, Burton Albion 1 now, and Lincoln 0, Accrington Stanley 1. Oh, just that scoreline, Lincoln and Accrington Stanley. I mean, it's light years away from the Champions League, God help them. Isn't it? It's great to be here, Graham. I mean, right. I love this arena, but it is, you know, it's a competition apart almost from anything else in world football. And I think the standard of it, you know, game in, game out, is higher than the World Cup.
Oh, it's higher than international football, there's no doubt about that. But having said that, Alan, this is when it starts, isn't it? When it comes to the knockout. I mean, some of the group games, I'm not saying I'm not interested in them, but they're not always of the best, are they, at group
Too many
stages?
of them are too predictable.
Definitely.
Here's Pirlo with a free kick for Milan to Ambrosini, the captain. Pirlo again into Beckham. Beckham back to Silva, the Brazilian centre-back. And he hits it right-footed quite deliberately towards Pato. Ferdinand stretching, poor header by Ferdinand. Huntelaar with a shot, deflected again, goes behind for a corner. Wretched defending by Ferdinand.
Well, he's looking out at Van der Sar, and Van der Sar, no, not for me. I think he, Evans, all got that wrong, and Manchester United were lucky once again to get away with that.
Not clever. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0. 12.5 minutes to half-time. Corner to Milan. Ronaldinho to take it from the left side, whipping it in towards the far post and headed behind by Ferdinand for another corner. This time it'll be Beckham who'll take it. Number 32 on his back. And, wow, huge roars of appreciation on the far side as Beckham runs to get the ball. I'd still love to quantify just precisely what his contribution is over the first 33 minutes. Another set piece anyway from Beckham. A corner, right-footed, deep. Pato jumps, heads it down. United's defence was poor. Evans clatters it away, headed back into the box. Headed away by Evans again. And then there's a foul on Wayne Rooney, and it's a relieving free kick for the English team.
Bonera there pulling Wayne Rooney down. So Manchester United had a possibility of a break then.
They were so static in the penalty area.
Definitely,
though, Graham.
Yeah.
So unlike them this season. Here's Evans, who hasn't had a great game. That's a poor clearance. Ambrosini on to Huntelaar. This could be 2-0. Hits it wide. Inches wide. Shocking play by Manchester United.
AC Milan may live to regret this, because that should definitely have been their second goal. Ball given away, played through central, just with the keeper to beat, and pulls it wide. What a bad miss.
Evans has been in really good form of late, but he's having a rocky game this evening.
Certainly.
And he's not alone. Well, they could. I reckon they should have scored 3 times.
Too many unforced errors at the present time, but you're quite right. AC Milan could be 3 up at the moment.
The thing is, Manchester United should take positives from that they're only 1-0 down. And there's one for the scrapbook. Beckham fouls Scholes. And it's a free kick to Manchester United. Beckham at least said sorry. Scholes drives the free kick to the far side. Everett took it on his chest. Immediately he's confronted by Bonera, who puts it out of play for a throw-in. Midway inside the Milan half. Everett throws to Fletcher. Back to Evra. Evra, poor pass, aimed at Park. But the ball's back inside the AC Milan penalty area. And Nesta, safety first, just hits it out of play for a throw-in. Hereford 1, Aldershot 0. And Blackpool leading Middlesbrough 1-0. In the Championship, of course. United have taken the throw-in. Nice touch by Evra. To Park. His cross overhit. Nani goes down, appealing for a penalty. The referee's not at all convinced. And, well, disgracefully, the AC Milan players want Nani booked. Leave it to the referee. Leave it to the referee. And in fact, to his credit, that's what he's saying. What's Beckham getting involved
There's
with?
4 players, including David Beckham, have come across there, isn't it? From there, there's no need for it at all.
None at all. The referee wasn't fooled by what happened. He decided against booking Nani. End of story. 10 minutes to go to half-time. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 0 here on 5 Live. Here is Nani, holding off Antonini. Good play by Nani, finding Park. Fletcher's in a good position, not seen by the Korean. Carrick has the ball. Back to Scholes. Fletcher's available again. This time he gets it. Scholes once more, immediately surrounded by Milan players. Carrick, great ball forward to Park, into the penalty area. Fletcher on the overlap, played to the Scot, pulls the cross back, and it's in by Scholes. It's an equaliser for Manchester United. It was a glorious move. Fletcher instrumental. He pulled the cross back, and Scholes slightly mishit it, but it went in off the far post. And finally, Manchester United score in the San Siro at the 5th attempt against AC Milan. It's a vital away goal. It's 1-1.
Well, at long last, you know, it's a very good movement by Manchester United. They played the ball about, it was played at pace, it came in the cross, and their moment of good fortune, because Paul Scholes mishit it. And yet it was enough to go away, just clip the inside of the post, get them their equaliser. What a vital goal for Manchester United.
But it's really mirroring what we've been saying, Graham. You've got to get Fletcher involved more. Got to get Fletcher involved. That's the first time he's been, you know, involved, what, 3 times in the move?
Certainly, yeah.
And it leads to a goal.
Actually, what the replay shows, Alan, is the actual shot goes off Paul Scholes' standing leg. He misses his shot, hits his standing leg, and it goes into the net. So you need a little bit of luck now and again.
I don't care if it comes off his bum. 1-1 is absolutely fine. And I think in the background you can hear the United fans in the upper tier, the third tier of the Curva Nord, to our left, and it's whistles from the Milan supporters. But you know, you can see it coming. All those chances that Milan have had, as well as the goal, we said they could be 3-0 up, and now it's 1-1. Completely different complexion on the tie. Here's Pato, tackled and beaten by Evra, and Evra drives it upfield, taken on the chest by Silva, and Silva over the halfway line now, scurries forward. Neat turn of pace, this Brazilian. Here's another one, Ronaldinho on to Silva, who's close to the corner flag down the left side for AC Milan. Now it's at walking pace. Silva challenged by Scholes, gets it back to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho hampered by Raphael, but beats him, and then he ran into Park. Park finds Nani, then loses the ball again, and it's a free kick for Manchester United. And I've just been handed a note from John Murray. There was a substitution I hadn't seen there. Fabali has come on for Antonini. That was in the immediate aftermath of the goal being scored.
Missed it.
No, I didn't see it either.
That.
Thanks, John. Derby 1, Preston 1. And television pictures have shown that Johnny Evans has been arguing with Sir Alex by the touchline. Not smart, my fellow countrymen. You do not do that.
I think when the goal was scored, as everybody was celebrating, Sir Alex called him over, and you could see him demonstrating, obviously a difference of opinion somewhere along the line, but I know who'll win that one.
Yeah, it's one thing for a journalist to fight back, but not a Manchester United player. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1, 6 minutes to go to half-time. And a different complexion in the game now. Ball's inside the centre circle. Ambrosini struggling to keep it. Carrick takes it up. Oh, the referee decided there's a foul by Scholes. And Beckham's over again. You know, waving an imaginary yellow card in the face of the referee. Was that really against Paul Scholes? Way to foster good relations in the England squad? Well, of course, Scholes ex-England, but you know what I mean. Not a bit naughty that from Beckham, and I would say that of any player waving a quote yellow card.
Nobody likes to see that, do they?
Face of a referee, very poor. Here's Rooney. Rooney holding off Ambrosini and turns now, and Rooney runs over the halfway line. Nesta's chasing after him. Rooney plays it to Park. Nani's in the D of the Milan penalty area. Park plays it back. Fletcher to Carrick. Carrick might shoot from long range, and Dawes driving the shot, and Dida was scrambling across to get to the ball. The shot was wide though. Yeah,
it looked a little bit more uncomfortable for it than it really was, and he watched it go past the post. But Manchester United now obviously buoyed by that equalising goal. They're moving the ball about much better.
Yeovil 0, Colchester 1. Here in the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium in the San Siro district of Milan, it's AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1. Nesta still inside his own half, approaching the halfway line now, and over it into United territory to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was fouled there, unquestionably by Carrick, and it's a free kick to AC Milan. 5 minutes to go to half time and 5 live. Milan take the free kick quickly. Ronaldinho, who's down the right flank for the moment. Pato down the left. Huntelaar through the middle. Ball is back with Beckham. Beckham forward to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho squeezes his way brilliantly through 2 United players. Drives the shot in. Van der Sar only scrambles it away, and it's cleared by Raphael.
Some great individual play again by Ronaldinho.
I mean, there was a United player either side of him.
Yeah, don't ask me how he did it, Alan, because I don't know, but he did great.
It was brilliant. Beckham to Ambrosini. clearly Ronaldinho is the main source of danger. Not with a pass like that, thankfully though. He only headed straight to Evans, and Evans hits it over the halfway line. Thiago Silva is back there before Park. On it goes to Ambrosini. And now Favali, the substitute left back. Many of us thought he'd be in the team anyway tonight. There must have been an injury down to Nini. Here's Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho. Back now to Ambrosini. Bonera's free down the right side. Beckham sees that and plays it to the right fullback. Bonera can get the cross in, pulls it in. Pato jumped. It came off Everett's head. I'm not sure he knew much about it. Ferdinand heads it clear. Carrick hits it on the half volley high, and then there's a foul. Oh dear, a foul on Ambrosini, and this is Beckham territory without question.
Just earlier than that, Alan, you don't often see that in Italian football. The ball played out to a right back who takes one touch and just whips a cross in. That's unusual to see that in Italian football. They like to play it in and put it into feet.
Well, I say it's Beckham territory, but Pirlo has put the ball down as well. Beckham and Pirlo discussing it between them. Surely Beckham will strike it. Now Beckham's replacing the ball. This is a key moment in the game. 3 minutes to go to half-time. It's 25 yards out from goal. I think it's got to be Beckham's right foot. It's very central, which doesn't quite suit him. Manchester United have 6 players in the wall, one lurking to the right of it, a couple of stray defenders, worried about Bonera's presence. Here comes Beckham, right-footed, over the wall and over the crossbar.
Yeah, not a threat, that one at all, was it?
Now, the referee's going to show a yellow card here, I think, to Wayne Rooney. Rooney's running away, but the referee spotted something, and it is indeed a yellow card to Wayne Rooney, about which I have no idea. It's got to be dissent, I suppose.
You know, I can't say exactly, because I'm like you, I didn't see, but I would think it would be something that was unnecessary, because
that's a stupid booking, really.
Yeah, I think he's explaining to Rio Ferdinand as to why.
Hereford 2, Aldershot 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Doncaster Rovers 1. Tasty little Yorkshire derby, that. This is quite tasty too. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1. Ronaldinho put AC Milan in front. Scholes equalised, even if it wasn't quite the touch he meant it to be. Here's Rooney now. Rooney in the centre of the Milan half. Flicks it to the left side to Fletcher. Again, Evra having to stay back because he's marking Pato. The ball goes to the right side for United. To Nani. Nani pulls the cross low into the edge of the 6-yard box, where it's cleared on the half volley by Silva, out of play for a throw-in. A minute to go to half-time. Plus you'd think at least a couple of minutes of added time for stoppages. Raphael with a throw-in to Scholes. Scholes back to Raphael. Raphael maybe should have crossed it first time, but Ronaldinho's putting him under pressure. Raphael makes a mistake, and it's out for an AC Milan throw-in.
Yeah, as we're coming into half-time now, Manchester United certainly have come back into the game. I always felt, even when AC Milan were on top, I wasn't certain, they were able to go to keep a clean sheet. I thought Manchester United would have a chance.
Ambrosini, that was an odd ball to Bonera, who's immediately put under pressure by Fletcher. Beckham helps out. He's appealing for something, and now Fletcher heads it out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. I know we're a long way off, but Beckham's been exceedingly lippy tonight.
He has, yeah, I would agree with that, because he's probably spoken to the referee more than any other player.
Indeed. Milan have the ball. Silva inside his own half. That's a good pass forward to Ronaldinho, who back-heels the ball towards Favali, who just about keeps it in play. Then there's a foul on Huntelaar, or maybe not. The referee's just indicating a throw-in. It wasn't Huntelaar, actually, it was Ambrosini. Throw-in taken by Ronaldinho to Ambrosini. Back to Ronaldinho. Favali is available, but he doesn't get to the ball, at least not on the end of a pass. He's going to have a throw-in, level with the edge of the United box. We're into stoppage time. I'm not quite sure how much has been added on. We've got a couple of bars in front of our commentary position, and I think it excluded or made it sure we couldn't quite see the fourth official. Anyway, here's Silva forward. Silva crosses, good cross, 2 towards the far post, and they didn't attack at AC Milan as they should have done. It's behind for a goal kick.
It was an excellent cross. If you could get across the face of Van der Sar there, for an AC Milan had done that, it was just there for the touch. Player injured at the present time.
Morecambe 1, Burton 2 now. Is that Evans?
Evans it is, yes.
Yeah, Evans. 2 minutes of time have been added on for stoppages, and we're into the second minute of those two now. I think United, given the way they could have been 3-0 down, Graham, you know, at 1-1, that's a peach of a scoreline at half-time.
It is. And there is half-time.
And there is half-time. We didn't even get the full 2 minutes. Satisfactory.
Well, you've got to be, because I think, you know, they could have been 3-0 down, Manchester United, and they've come back and they've got that away goal. It's at 1-1, and certainly towards the end of the second half they were having that little bit more of play than AC Milan, so it's a very even game at the moment.
Half-time here in Milan. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1.
You can only imagine, Graham, as a former manager yourself, the frustration of Leonardo as he watches Antonini drag a shot wide from a good position. Ronaldinho then for some reason go down because he wasn't brought down. He'd beaten Ferdinand with all those step overs. Then Pato ran into a Manchester United defender when well placed, and then Huntelaar missing when clean through. You can only imagine his frustration, because everybody in this ground knows, because they all watch a lot of football one way or another, Graham, that as that carries on, Manchester United somehow are going to get back into it. That's the way that football goes.
That's how it is, isn't it? And you know, yeah, you're in that position. There's nothing you can do about it. You send your team out, but it's like everything. And I've said this before, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but there is the saying that, you know, players win games and managers lose them. That is not true. A manager does have a part to play, but he never has a kick on the pitch anyhow. And if it was up to the players, AC Milan should have been 3-0 up. It was nothing to do with the coach.
You know, all those step-overs of Ronaldinho, all I could think of was World Cup quarter-final in Shizuoka against England. You remember all those step-overs he did, which opened up the England defence for Rivaldo to equalise that day. Yeah. That was vintage Ronaldinho. But he'd beaten Ferdinand. He didn't have to go down.
Didn't have to go down. But also, as well, one has to say, you can see why you don't want him in your half of the pitch. The talent that player has. Yeah. You don't want him defending. You're wasting him. So as much as people may criticise him about his lack of defending, I'm saying when you've got a talent like that, use it as much as you can in the opponent's half.
And everybody listening has tried to volley a ball and miss it, and it's hit their other leg. But actually for it then to go in, because that's exactly what happened. He swung at it with his right foot. It missed him. It basically hit him on the inside of his left knee, effectively, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
And we could see from here, that's going to spin away from Dida, and it just crept inside the post.
I think he'll be laughing about it, but he'll be pleased about it. But what I will say, it followed probably Manchester United's best move, sharp passing, and released it. But Paul Scholes will have a smile about that one, but he'll not care how it went in.
It's 1-1 at half-time. Let's go to the game, which is live on Sports Extra. It's the throw-in fest of Stoke against Manchester City. How's it going, Pat Murphy?
0-0, 6 to the lap, all of them causing problems at Manchester City, actually. Stoke have been much the better side. City have been very poor, no width, no penetration, no speed from midfield. Sidibe should have scored early, straight away, 6 yards out, straight at Given. And then a long throw, Whelan hooked a shot, stuck a City player. After that, a backheader from Huth, again from the long throw from Delap, just wide. At the other end, a couple of half chances. Lescott looked all at sea. Manchester City being niggly and hugely unimpressive.
Pat, you implied beforehand with the midfield that Manchester City had picked it was going to be an evening of strong-armed artisans. Is that the way it looks from the Manchester City point of view?
Definitely, and epitomised by Vieira. He's playing from memory, Mark. Early on, he left his boot in Whelan near the groin area, shades of Beckham and Simeone 1998 World Cup. The crowd were after him thereafter. The game's passed him by, caught in possession, and he's shown for the ball, but he's looked very, very pedestrian. And eventually referee Alan Wiley ran out of patience, booked him after 43 minutes. He complained, he whinged, as was his wont in his pomp, but he deserved it.
Thank you, Pat. Live on Sports Extra, the second half. By the way, it's Lyon 0, Real Madrid 0 at half-time in the other Champions League game tonight. If you're thinking, where are the other ties? Well, tomorrow night and next week, because UEFA have decided to spread them out over a fortnight, the first legs, so that more people can watch them and listen to them, of course. Into the Championship, Andy Gillies, a late goal at Cardiff in the first half.
There is this half-time here now, and it's Cardiff 1, West Brom 1. The late goal, the equaliser for West Brom, scored by Zuverloon in added time. The ball coming over from the right-hand side. It came off the Cardiff post, and Zuverloon was there to scramble it home. No more than West Brom deserved. I was just writing my half-time report, which said that they enjoyed most of the possession and the territory in that opening half. They had hit the post through Slory, and Luke Moore could have scored early on, but it was Cardiff who took the lead The goal coming after 7 minutes when Jay Bothroyd was brought down in the box by Olsen. No doubt about that decision, and Peter Whittingham converted the penalty. But West Brom are level through Zuverlin's equaliser. Cardiff 1, West Brom 1.
It's Blackpool 1, Middlesbrough 0. That's at half-time. Bristol City 0, Leicester 0. These are all confirmed half-times. Peterborough 0, Ipswich 1, Scunthorpe 0, Barnsley 0. And in that Yorkshire derby, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Doncaster Rovers 1. Now Plymouth 0, Swansea 0. That's confirmed half-time. So half-time everywhere in the Championship except at Nottingham Forest. We'll be off there shortly to Jackie Oatley with Nottingham Forest leading Sheffield United by 1-0. QPR against Watford, postponed earlier because of a waterlogged pitch. In League One half-times, Carlisle 0, Huddersfield 1, Leeds 0, Walsall 0, and Yeovil 0, Colchester 1. League 2 half-times, Lincoln 0, Accrington Stanley 1, and Morecambe 1, Burton Albion 2, Hereford 2, Aldershot 0 is the latest score, not half-time yet at Edgar Street. Scottish Cup 5th round replay. It's Aberdeen 0, Wraith 0 at half-time. In the First Division in Scotland at half-time, Queen of the South 1, Ayr United 0. Second Division, latest score, Dumbarton 2, Stirling Albion 3. And it's 4-0, Elgin 0 at half-time. In the Third Division, Blue Square Premier half-times, Altrincham 2, Eastbourne 0, Gateshead 2, Barrow 1, Oxford 0, Rushden 0, Salisbury 1, Tamworth 0, and York 0, Luton 0. Half-time now at the City Ground, Jackie Oatley.
And it's Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0. Rob Earnshaw with his 11th goal of the season in the 4th minute. He touched the ball home from close range after Majewski's corner had been helped on by Anderson. Forest have had much the better of the play, and they may yet regret not adding to their lead. Anderson swept the ball over the bar after a fine move just from the edge of the penalty area. Blackstock and Cohen had strikes at goal. Blackstock just now in added time almost forced the ball in from a corner. Sheffield United have been very poor. They've lacked ideas in the final third. They've only had one chance, and that was a complete accident. Nyron Nosworthy curled in a ball towards the far post. It almost sneaked in, but Camp managed to palm the ball away. They did have another penalty appeal as well. That was turned down after Wilson's challenge on Yates. Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0.
And confirmed half-time from Edgar Street in League 2 is Hereford 2, Aldershot 0. So Lyon 0, Real Madrid 0. And here in the San Siro, AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1 at half-time. Ronaldinho in the 3rd minute with a shot which deflected in off Carrick. Then AC Milan passed up 4 very good opportunities and they were made to pay. When Paul Scholes went for the volley, he missed it and the ball cannoned off his standing leg and squirmed away from Dida into the back of the AC Milan net. 1-1 here at half-time. It's 8:39 on 5 Live Sport, and here's Rachel Hodges with the news.
Online at bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Ministry of Defence is investigating whether a British soldier who died in Afghanistan was accidentally shot in a friendly fire incident. 19-year-old Kingsman Sean Dawson of 2nd Battalion, the Duke of Lancaster's regiment, was killed in a firefight in Helmand province on Sunday. A British soldier killed in an explosion in Afghanistan yesterday has been named as Sapper Guy Mellors. The 20-year-old from Coventry was a Royal Engineers Advanced Search Team responsible for looking for improvised explosive devices. Police are looking into whether the death of a 3-year-old girl in Birmingham may have involved acid. A woman who's thought to be her mother has been arrested. The girl's body was found at a house in Erdington on Saturday. There's been a jump in the cost of living. The rate of inflation rose to 3.5% in January. The Consumer Prices Index was driven up by VAT, returning to 17.5%, and higher petrol prices. The Governor of the Bank of England, Mervyn King, says it's only temporary. The Deputy Director General of the CBI, John Cridland, agrees.
If this inflation figure was sustained, clearly it would be worrying. But I think all the evidence is this is a blip caused by the end of the VAT reduction. And therefore, we, like the Bank of England, would be relatively confident that inflation on the CPI measure will come down to the 2% benchmark by the end of the year.
And Dizzy Rascal has won the British Male Solo Artist Award at the Brits. He beat Robbie Williams, who'll receive the honorary award for outstanding contribution to music. The Best International Male Solo Artist has gone to Jay-Z. Travel news now. M1 northbound has a lane closed after an accident between junction 19, the Catthorpe interchange, and junction 20 at Lutterworth. And in Brighton, expect delays around the A23 Grand Parade southbound. That's closed because of a gas leak at Edward Street. Rachel Hodges, 5 Live Travel.
Premier League football this weekend on 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra. On Saturday, it's Everton against Man United. Kick-off 12:45. Followed at 3 by Wolves-Chelsea. Then at 5:30, it's Portsmouth-Stoke.
What a sensational goal!
On Sunday from midday, Blackburn beat Bolton. And over on 5 Live Sports Extra from 2, we've got Villa against Burnley. And at 3 on 5 Live,
round the keeper, and that's a stunning goal!
Manchester City face Liverpool.
Live Premier League football.
1-1 here at half-time in the San Siro. Good evening from Mark Pugac and 5 Live Sport. Earlier, Everton beat Sporting Lisbon 2-1. That was in the first leg of the last 32 of the Europa League. Stephen Pienaar and Sylvain Distin with the goals. Distin was then sent off. And here's Peter Slater with a disappointed David Moyes.
We had a couple of chances. Maybe we should have got the other goal, but I didn't think they had really much play at all on us. I thought we were in pretty much control. No, we didn't really go for it as much as we should have done. These players should have taken the initiative and gone to get it, and we didn't.
But you know how you can perform away in Europe and how you have performed away in Europe over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got that, but obviously I'm disappointed because I think that was a game where we could have maybe got ourselves quite well forward in the tie, and in the end, we've not.
So where does the balance lie, do you think, now, with them or with you?
I don't know. I'm not sure at the moment. We'll just need to see. But I think that we've seen enough that we can beat Sporting. But they might have seen enough where they think they can get a result against us.
So evenly balanced, really?
Probably, yeah. Marouane looks as if he's going to be out for probably 5 or 6 months. It's a similar injury to Van Persie. It was a terrible tackle. We've lost a few players with tackles, so he was playing really well, and it's a blow to us all because he's someone who has probably been part of the reason why we'll get back playing better.
Angry?
Yeah.
Because of the tackle?
Not angry because of the result tonight. I was angry at the time of the tackle, yeah.
Yeah. But you're angry because of the result tonight?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Just to reiterate then, Fellaini out for 5 to 6 months, as we just heard from David Moyes, a real blow for Everton. Well, Arsenal have a number of key players missing through injury for tomorrow's Champions League game in Porto. Goalkeeper Manuel Almunia, William Gallas, Alex Song, Arshavin and Eduardo all missing. We understand that Bradford City are going to confirm Peter Taylor as new manager tomorrow for the rest of the season. The Wales second row Alan Wynne-Jones is out of the rest of the Six Nations. He's chipped a bone in his elbow. He'll have an operation tomorrow. Scotland's Tom Evans is going to have a second operation on his neck after his collision with Wales's Lee Byrne in the game on Saturday. It's then expected that Evans will be allowed home, and the former Wales Rugby Union captain Gareth Thomas is said to be considering a switch to Rugby League. Thomas, who's currently with Cardiff Blues, is reported to have held talks with the Super League club, the Celtic Crusaders. Well, as all the football tonight in the Champions League, it's the biggest night in the British music calendar. It's underway. It's the 30th Brit Awards, and our entertainment correspondent Colin Patterson's at Earl's Court. Colin, bring us up to date with what's happened so far.
Hello, Lady Gaga on stage at the moment, wearing a very eccentric number as usual. You've got Milan 1, Man U 1. I've got Dizzy Rascal 1, Jay-Z 1 at the moment. Dizzy Rascal picking up Best British Male, said it was about time too, while Jay-Z won Best International Male and was harking back to Glastonbury and all the controversy that started on 5 Live. Bit of controversy here tonight because it's the 30th Brits. There's a couple of new categories. One for the best album of the last 30 Brits, and it's gone to Oasis for What's the Story Morning Glory. They of course split up last August, so who was going to pick up the award? Well, it was Liam Gallagher. He went on stage, thanked every member of Oasis apart from Noel, then swore loudly, threw the microphone into the crowd and marched off stage the wrong way, and had the indignity of walking back across the stage past Noddy Holder and off the right side. Top box office.
Not as cool as he thought. How's Peter Kay doing as host?
Not bad. He's got a running joke that everyone is answer to something. Kasabian are Leicester's answer to Aswad, and Lady Gaga is New York's answer to Sue Pollard. He also pretended that the best album had been voted for by listeners to Radio 2 and readers to Razzle magazine. I think he started off off the show by nicking a joke from David Letterman at the Oscars. He went, the Brit Awards, 20 minutes of entertainment crammed into 2 hours.
Isn't every joke nicked from somebody else? Thank you very much, Colin. You can give us a call later. Graham Taylor staying with us till 10:30. 0500 909 693 85058 on the text. Manchester United out, AC Milan on the way. An update from the game in Lyon, which is 0-0. Gabriel Marcotti, who's watching it on his television, has tweeted me, and he says thus: Real Madrid rattled, Lyon not conceding space, Kaká sees very little of the ball, very tactical game thus far. I think, John Murray, we've had an awful lot more entertainment, and still only one Manchester United player has scored in this stadium.
Yes, it is still Paul Scholes. Not a classic, but it certainly counted. Interesting when you talk about tactics. The big tactical surprise here was the fact that Park has played, if you like, behind Rooney. And it's interesting, the Manchester United players are out there now, still waiting for AC Milan's 11 to come back. And they've gone out there, and Park has been called back by Sir Alex Ferguson, who's had a long chat with him, Graham.
He has. You know, the thing about Park is that what you can rely upon is total commitment. I mean, this fellow will run all day for you. And where they have used him, whenever Milan have had possession of the ball, he's got onto Pirlo, who they recognise, you know, he starts off so many of their moves. But as soon as the ball is transferred to Manchester United, Park goes anywhere. And the amount of ground that he's covered, and he really is, you know, he's a manager's dream from that point of view. If you're wanting somebody to give everything in terms of work and run and his fitness, and then Park is doing that. And of course, Pirlo doesn't go. When Manchester United get the ball, Pirlo doesn't go with Park. So Park then now and again finds himself free.
These are the teams. AC Milan are out. The home side, Dida in goal. At the back, Bonera, Nesta, Thiago Silva and substitute Favalli. Midfield is Beckham, Pirlo, Ambrosini. And then Pato, Huntelaar and Ronaldinho up front. Ronaldinho gave AC Milan the lead in the 3rd minute with the shot that deflected in off Carrick. The Manchester United team, Van der Sar in goal. At the back, Rafael da Silva, Ferdinand, Evans and Evra. The midfield 4 is Nani, Carrick, Scholes and Fletcher, with Park behind Rooney. At least that's how it was in the first half. We'll just keep an eye on that. Scholes plays it to Nani, and now forward from Scholes to Rooney. Bounces back into the centre circle. Carrick chips it out towards the left-hand side. Evra is there. Evra swings the ball into the penalty area, and it's headed away by Thiago Silva. Only out to Carrick. Manchester United in the white shirts, royal blue shorts and white socks. Rooney in the green and yellow boots. Now to the right-hand side to Nani in the yellow. Nani makes as if to cross. He's up against Favalli. Now still going Nani towards the byline, and here comes the cross towards the back post. Fletcher is there at the back post, but headed it wide under pressure from Bonera.
Yes, he came right round the back, Fletcher did there, and at one stage I thought he was going to get right over him and get the header on target, but he was unable to do so.
What's Sir Alex thinking, Graham, about this game? Is he thinking, this is very winnable for us now?
Well, I think he should be thinking that, because, you know, AC Milan have had their moments, they haven't put the ball away, but from the very first minutes, I also, you know, they're not so tight at the back as possibly people thought they should be, and I always thought Manchester United could score.
But there's always danger there with Ronaldinho in this sort of form. But they had their chances, didn't take them, and as so often happens in football, Manchester United got an equaliser, and they're all square. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1 on 5 Live. Still Stoke 0, Manchester City 0 in the night's only game in the Premier League. And here comes Nesta, who brings it forward, but that's a poor pass, and Manchester United have got it back. Nesta's one of 6 30-somethings now on the field currently for AC Milan, and Ronaldinho turns 30 next month. Carrick leaves it to Fletcher, who was the man who set up the goal for Paul Scholes 8-9 minutes before half-time. Park back to Carrick again. Carrick turns, finds Beckham in front of him, his England colleague. Carrick slips in centre field. Beckham's got it back, flicks it infield towards Pato. Pato on the run, Huntelaar up ahead of him, but Ronaldinho miscontrols it this time, and Rafael's able to clear it, but that was rather hurried from the teenager, and he's given possession back to Favalli. Now Ambrosini to the left-hand side. Ronaldinho is there. Ronaldinho to Ambrosini, who has to turn back and flicks a pass which is a little short. Favalli, however, into the box. Pato with a header, and he's headed it over the top of the left corner. That was a real chance for the young Brazilian, and he headed it over the top.
That is a miss, John, no doubt about it. The cross came in, it got pace on it. He's only got to get it on target. He doesn't have to put any pace on the ball himself. He's just got to be accurate with his header, and that's AC Milan's second goal. That is a bad miss.
Is it just me, or have Manchester United looked really vulnerable in the air during the course of this game?
Well, some of their defending, one has to say, from the sort of word go, has not been of the required standard.
No Vidic for Manchester United, as you'll probably be aware. Fletcher does well to find a pass to Rooney. This is middle of the AC Milan half. Scholes then plays a pass behind Nani, but he nimbly nips back and prevents it from going out of play. But then Nani's cross is straight into Ambrosini, and the ball trickles out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United on this cold night in the northwest of Italy. And 80,000 or so people, probably not quite that actually, because there are a few seats available in the high areas of the ground, watching on as the ball is played over the top by Ferdinand, but it will bounce away from Park and through for a goal kick. More scores for you. Peterborough have equalised against Ipswich. Peterborough 1, Ipswich 1 in the Championship. Leeds 0, Walsall 1 in League 1, and Lyon have taken the lead against Real Madrid in the night's other Champions League game. Lyon 1, Real Madrid 0. Makoun with the score, with the goal for Lyon. 1-1 here, and AC Milan with number 7, Pato, who plays it forward, but nowhere near Huntelaar, who I must say I feel has struggled a little tonight. The Dutchman Huntelaar, played away by Evans, who was given a right talking to by Sir Alex Ferguson just after Manchester United equalised. Pirlo now to Beckham, all on the Milan right, forward from Bonera, and Pato is adjudged to have been clipped there by Fletcher, who's unhappy about it. It's a free kick to AC Milan on the right.
I thought it was a harsh decision, that, but having said that, they're right there, close to the action, better view than me, so it's a free kick and we know who's taking it.
Atmosphere increases 2 or 3 notches. Beckham to take the free kick from the right. Here it is into the penalty area, takes a flick off ahead. I think the whistle had gone actually from the Portuguese referee, Benquerença, and it's a free kick to Manchester United. And Van der Sar's going to launch it away downfield quickly for Rooney, who's after it. Rooney, who's not scored in the Champions League this season. Beckham picks up possession, goes for one of those long passes. Huntelaar fell over on the edge of the box, and Ferdinand was easily able to head it away. Now Nani back for Scholes. Again, a lifted pass down the right-hand side for Park. Park infield towards Nani, did well there, the South Korean. Oh, Nani's shown far too much of it to Thiago Silva. He was running at the defender and just overhit it, and Thiago Silva just said thanks very much.
Yeah, he got Park free of him on the other side. He overhit the ball. It was unintentional.
Now it's AC Milan coming forward again. Huntelaar, well, he's won a free kick there. Evans perhaps a little heavy with the challenge, but again Fletcher looks to the referee and says, are you sure? And it is a free kick. I think Huntelaar won that, and Huntelaar wanders away. So it's a free kick, right of centre. Pirlo comes across and he's got the ball as if to say, right, I'm taking this one. And Beckham stands to his right, and Nesta has come forward from the back, and Pirlo with the shoulder length hair, brilliant free kick taker in his own right. It's a little too far out for a shot though. Here comes Pirlo then, drives it, he's gone for goal, and Van der Sar jumps to his right. He looked as though he was almost caught off guard, the Manchester United goalkeeper. That must have been from best part of 40 yards. He absolutely drilled it, and Van der Sar made the save.
And only 2 steps, that's all he took, 2 steps, and got such power behind the free kick.
Corner taken from out on the left-hand side, and it's a poor one, and Park's able to clear it on the edge of the box, and then Rooney fouls Bonera, and it's going to be a free kick again to AC Milan. And Rooney, who's on a yellow card in this game. Free kick taken quickly by Beckham. Pato moves in from the right-hand side, plays it between the legs of Fletcher, but it's able to be cleared away by Manchester United inside their own box. Milan just on top at the moment, and then a string of decisions going against Manchester United. The latest one is a throw-in that AC Milan have got just level with the edge of the Manchester United box, taken to Pirlo. What a strike that was with that free kick from Pirlo. I'm pleased I said he wouldn't go for goal from there. Here's Beckham, Back towards the centre circle to Ambrosini, who was almost caught in possession by Scholes, but does well. That was strong from Ambrosini. Now Ronaldinho tried to play it through the legs of Raphael and then claims it hit the arms of the Manchester United player. No free kick given. Manchester United counter-attacking. Park to Rooney on the left-hand side. Nani and Park making ground through the middle. Rooney just dwelt on it, but cleverly gives it to Fletcher, and Fletcher's touch let him down. Otherwise, Manchester United could have had a man over there. Instead, though, it's AC Milan who counter-attack. What a good flow to it it's got at the moment, this game. And then Ronaldinho is challenged by Raphael, who puts it out for a throw.
It's a missed opportunity there when Darren Fletcher miscontrolled the ball because they were outnumbering the AC Milan. It was a good break. They would have been way through.
They're testing each other, these teams, at the moment.
They are, yeah. It's an interesting game.
1-1 on BBC 5 Live in the first leg of this tie in the last 16 of the Champions League. Beckham's ball forward from the halfway line. Too much on it, and it bounces through for a goal kick. And as for D. Beckham, how do you feel he's done tonight?
Well, I mean, the position he's playing is central midfield, isn't it? You know, we're used to playing him, seeing him play most of the time as one of four, wide right, tucking in. I mean, he's actually played central midfield on that side. He's moved the ball, he's done the free kicks we know that he can do. And at the end of the day, he's just, you know, he's there as I see, as an AC Milan player, and he's just doing the job that he's asked of him.
Should say as well that Park has continued mainly in a central area for Manchester United. Yeah. Here is Scholes out to the right hand side to Nani, who is close to the touchline on the right. Scholes now takes possession again. Scholes looks up, 35 years old now, Paul Scholes, the goal scorer for Manchester United tonight. Rooney moves infield with the gloves on. Rooney back to Scholes again. Scholes rolls it out to the left hand side. Little space here for Evra to look up and then play the ball high into the penalty area, and Dida, the goalkeeper, all in black, comes and makes the catch.
Yeah, easy claim for him, wasn't it? Come in, no real pressure on him at all. Very easy take.
So 1-1 it is. The second leg, incidentally, is not for another 3 weeks. 3 weeks tomorrow, because of the way that these games in the last 16 have been strung out. I'm not sure I'm entirely in favour of that.
I don't like it. I mean, but then again, who am I? I still think that it spreads every game round. I don't know whether it brings any more money into them, whether it means every game is told, but I suspect it is something about that. Yeah,
that is the driving reason behind it. Tomorrow night we'll bring you commentary on the first leg of Porto against Arsenal from northwest Portugal. But tonight, northwest Italy is where you find us. And here's Ambrosini, the Milan captain, back to Pirlo, with Park next to him. Pirlo's ball through, Pato with a touch, stabbed it goalwards, but very close to Van der Sar, who was able to clutch it as he fell to his left.
Yeah, he got inside, Evra there, and he tried to get the first touch of it. It was a good run by him, a good pass as well. Didn't get enough on the ball, and it was able to Van der Sar to collect it, but it was, you know, a very good effort.
Other scores: Plymouth 0, Swansea 1, as Nani is fouled, and it's a free kick to Manchester United right of centre. Going so well under Paulo Sousa, who was a Champions League winner with Juventus. Darren Pratley the scorer. Derby are 2-1 up on Preston now. Chris Commons has got that one. Still Forest 1, Sheffield United 0. But United's Darius Henderson's been sent off in that game. Sheffield United down to 10 men. Manchester United with the free kick. Oh, that's badly wasted by Paul Scholes. And so Pirlo picks up possession again for Milan. With Ambrosini now, who has Scholes all over the back of him and has to play it back for it to be cleared away up towards Ronaldinho, who gets the ball down, but Manchester United are swarming around him and have won the ball back. Nani it was, actually. Scholes now to Park. Pirlo comes across. Park, touch to Nani. Back to Park again on the right hand side. Takes on the defender Thiago Silva, and then is crowded out by a combination of Thiago Silva and Pirlo. And it is Scunthorpe 1, Barnsley 0. Gary Hooper with the goal for Scunthorpe to put a smile on Graham's face. And Milan now with Beckham in a very deep lying position, so deep he's inside his own half, and just trundles it forward to Bonera, who overruns it, and Rooney's now got it back. And Rooney looks up and then thinks, right, I'm going to go for it. And off he goes, Rooney, on a run from inside his own half, shoots now from 25 yards, and that clipped the heels of the defender as it went well wide and behind for a corner. Corner to United. And Nani trots across. Manchester United in no hurry. It's 1-1. Rooney there for a moment had the look of a man who was thinking, right, here we go, it's opening up.
I thought he was going to go all the way, chose not to, chose to get his shot in and miss-hit it, but got the corner.
Milan fans feel that United are wasting time. Nani certainly didn't hurry to get over there to take the corner, which he has now to Scholes. Back to Nani. Back to Scholes again outside the box. Scholes dinks it in towards the back post. It's headed away. Nodded back in by Park. Cleared away though by Thiago Silva in a busy penalty area. Still the ball's in play. Fletcher now down into the full-back position. Park has gone across. He's pulled it over, but Thiago Silva was there just to step forward calmly and play it away. Now it's Manchester United pinning Milan back, but Carrick has overrun it. Touch was a little heavy and it's out of play for a throw. So 1-1 here in the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. As for the Britannia Stadium, Pat Murphy can update us from that.
It's 0-0, but Stoke down to 10 men. The captain, Abdoulaye Faye, has been sent off controversially. He pulled down Adebayor. He pulled him back by the shirt. He was caught out on a quick break. Referee didn't want to get involved. He thought he waved play on, but the linesman put his flag up, brought him over, and he had judged that it was the last line of defence, so Faye had to go, much to the horror and contempt of this very noisy crowd here. 0-0.
Sorry, Pat, I thought Rooney was going to put the Milan goal in danger there, chested the ball down on the edge of the box and hit the shot, but dragged it well wide of the post.
Well, the form we've seen Rooney in recent weeks, you're expecting him to volley that into the net. He's come onto it, taking it down on his chest. Before it comes, he's got the volley in and then has mishit it. But, basically, you're just expecting to see the back of the net bulge.
Now Pato's got the ball down just outside the penalty area. A little space for him here, gives it to his left, and then the shot comes in from Ronaldinho, and Van der Sar has to go down to his left and make a smart save to push it behind from Ronaldinho.
Tell you what, John, we're seeing some end-to-end play, aren't we? And there's no doubt about that. Having said that, there's some poor play at times, but that's probably what makes it as interesting, because it's creating chances.
Exciting though. Beckham with the corner, aiming for Ronaldinho. It's headed away by Evans. Did well actually, young Evans. Back to Beckham, controls it, then drives it into the penalty area. Comes off Evans' head. Ronaldinho, he's hardly got any space to work with here. Flicks it, might have struck Raphael on the arm there. Referee says absolutely not. Now still Milan with Pato. Ronaldinho in the full-back position. Ronaldinho up against Scholes, who backpedals. Ronaldinho's ball in. Strikes Raphael on the head, and then Ronaldinho with a challenge to nod it into the 6-yard box. Ferdinand heads it away. United can't get it out of their own penalty area, and then finally Carrick is able to jump and head it clear. And Bonera is bowled over by Rooney. Free kick given. Rooney, who has already been yellow carded in this game, is just flirting with danger. He's got to be very, very careful in this big game, with Capello watching. And still not all questions about Rooney's temperament being solved.
No.
Beckham now to the right-hand side to Bonera. And now Beckham again. Ambrosini just ran away from him. Evans was quickly in with a challenge. It's 1-1 on 5 Live. And then Nani's pass forward is lacking.
Well, I can't see what he was looking for, what he was even expecting Rooney to do. He got no chance to get out to there at all. But that's what I was just saying earlier. It's partly making the game interesting, because there has been some poor play. Giving the ball away on occasion by both sides has created opportunities for their opponents. Aberdeen 0, Wraith 1 in the Scottish Cup. Leeds have quickly equalised against Walsall. It's 1-1 at Elland Road. And Carlisle 0, Huddersfield 2 now. 1-1 here in the Champions League. Ball in from the left-hand side for Milan, but too close to Van der Sar, who makes the catch. And we've got just under half an hour of this first leg to go. It's had a lovely ebb and flow to it, the game. It's been exciting, dramatic. What a stage. There are a few better stages for sport to be played on than this stadium here in Milan. Ambrosini heads it to Ronaldinho, who's got the ball down, and Carrick comes across and catches him. Just played the ball away. And I suspected a yellow card, and there it is for Carrick. You couldn't see anything else, could you, really, for that? Now, you could say, well, look what Carrick's done. I think he's just simply been beaten by Ronaldinho's skill, do you know what I mean? And he's come in, he has fouled him, but I think the pure skill just beat him as the tackle came in.
If Ronaldinho has been playing like this all season for Milan, how can Dunga leave him out of the World Cup squad? A ball's played forward by Pirlo, and it hit the referee. That could have gone anywhere, and United were fortunate in that it fell to them. Rooney now. Thiago Silva's in with a challenge. Park does really well to take it away from Ambrosini, who feels he was fouled. No free kick given. Now Park to Rooney. Rooney just outside the D. Rooney takes on Nesta, shoots, and it's straight at Dida, who drops onto his knees to make the save in front of them.
Yeah.
And still a player is down in the centre circle.
Exactly who it is.
Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
And it's there'll be a stoppage in play for him to receive some treatment. And I see Valencia's going to come on for Manchester United very shortly. And the obvious thing to say would be it would Nani who would come on.
Well, I would think so. I have to say this, and I would say it again about the boy Park. Not one player has run as much as that lad has done out on the pitch tonight. The role that he's been asked to play has been a very demanding one. And as I said earlier, I described him as a manager's dream in terms of when you want somebody to do something, he goes out and he does it.
Surprise scoreline in the Championship. Bottom of the table, Peterborough are now winning 2-1 against Roy Keane's Ipswich. Lee Frecklington with the goal. Thiago Silva was hurt as he put a challenge in on Rooney in the centre circle, but he's okay, he's back up. And now here's the change, and it is Nani who makes way for Valencia. And Huntelaar was also off the field for a little while, and he's got to come back on, and he's waiting for the nod from the referee, who waits and waits. In fact, he can't come back on just yet for some reason until the ball's back in play, because that's the way it is. And then Fletcher takes the throw and Carrick plays it, gives it back to Milan, to Dida, and then eventually Huntelaar is waved back on. 25 minutes to play. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 1. Still Stoke 0, Manchester City 0, with the commentary over on 5 Live Sports Extra. Lyon winning 1-0 against Real Madrid. And Manchester United back in possession with Fletcher, who was fouled by Beckham. That's a number of little fouls from Beckham during the course of the game on Manchester United players. Whatever we say about the way that he's performed tonight, Beckham, what a night for him, with all of the links that he has with this club, Manchester United. He was even a mascot at one stage for Manchester United, season ticket holder, Champions League winner, supporter, and here he is tonight playing against them. 1-1 as the substitutions are announced to all and sundry by the absolutely deafening PA system here. Ambrosini has lost possession inside his own half. Scholes now to Valencia. First touch of the game. Valencia takes on the defender, swings over the cross. Rooney waiting. Rooney heads it in! What a header from Wayne Rooney! What a moment that is for Manchester United in the Champions League, and for Wayne Rooney, who makes it AC Milan 1, Manchester United 2.
Well, the ball given away by AC Milan, and they've paid the full price for such poor play. Valencia comes in, puts a cross, and Rooney gets up at the far post and loops the header back into the far corner of the net. A very, very good header by him. In Manchester United, 2-1 in the lead. Ferguson at the touchline, jumping about like a 25-year-old. He's really very, very happy with that.
In this stadium in which Manchester United have never won, they now lead AC Milan by 2-1. And I don't know about you, Graham, the game had the feel that there was another goal coming. It could have gone to either side, but it's Manchester United who've scored it.
I'm not too certain who it was that gave the ball away for AC Milan. Ambrosini was it. Poor play, and they really have paid the full price for that. But it was a very good header by Rooney. He had to get up high and loop it back over the keeper.
First goal in the Champions League this season, since last April, since the quarter-final last season. Not a bad place or time to get it. Free kick to Milan though. Beckham will play it in towards the back post, and it comes off ahead of Ferdinand, with AC Milan red and black shirts all round him, and he headed it over the top for a corner.
Vital touch by Ferdinand.
It's Derby 2, Preston 2 now. Sedgwick the scorer. Corner. Here it comes into the 6-yard box, and Van der Sar, under great pressure, punched it away and was fouled. And it's a free kick to Manchester United inside their own box. Blackpool 1, Middlesbrough 0 is still the score at Bloomfield Road, but Rob Edwards has been sent off, so Blackpool are down to 10 men. Right, we're halfway through the second half. What a scoreline. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 2. And here's Alan Green.
Well, it's been a messy game. littered with mistakes, but it's a fabulous position for Manchester United. Absolutely fabulous. And I'm glad I said I thought it would be 2-1 to United. I reckon there'd be more goals here for United. Here's Fletcher coming forward to Rooney, up to the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area. Has he overrun the ball? No, he did really well. He pulled it back just in time for it to hit Panera and behind for a corner.
Sometimes, Alan, I don't know what you think, when these mistakes are made, as there have been, it actually makes the game alive, doesn't it? You know, in terms of coming in. I mean, there it was Ambrosini's real mistake that produced the second goal for Manchester United.
Ronaldo apart, they're an ordinary team, Milan. Really, or Ronaldinho, not Ronaldo. Ronaldinho apart, they're an ordinary side. Valencia with a corner, played in deep, headed away by Ambrosini, and that looked like a foul, and Evra still coaxed the ball forward, beaten clear by Milan again, and Evra heads it out of play for a throw-in. And this is not a situation that they want to throw away, United. I cannot conceive that AC Milan, despite the fact that, you know, they won 2 games away from home in the group stage, I can't see them going to Old Trafford and troubling Manchester United. They're going to bring Clarence Seedorf on shortly. Be interesting to see who they take off. Here's Scholes. Scholes couldn't beat Ambrosini. Here's Pato. Pato to the right side, and Beckham. Beckham is almost as far forward as he's been the whole game, level with the edge of the United penalty area. Back to Panera. To Beckham again, and Beckham's lost it. Evra chases forward. Well done, Evra. Oh, then Rooney miscontrols it. Really, goodness gracious. And he knows if Wayne had brought that ball under control, he was away.
He certainly was. He doesn't need saying at all. He's looking up to the skies. Can't believe that he actually did miscontrol it in that manner. Almost kicked it away.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Doncaster Rovers 2, and Derby 3, Preston 2. Here it's AC Milan 1, Manchester United 2, and you can hear the United supporters in the background singing. The game started off wretchedly for them. Ronaldinho scoring after 3 minutes with a deflected shot, but here they're 2-1 up. And here's Valencia rushing at the AC Milan defence, pulls the cross back, takes a deflection, and out comes Dean, and he just plucks the ball from the air before it reaches Rooney.
I have to say this, Valencia's been on the pitch 5 to 10 minutes and he's posed more of a threat than Nani did all of the time that he was on. I thought Nani was very disappointing.
So basically what you're saying is that while I was away, Nani flattered to deceive, and he's back to his regular stuff now.
I have to say, Alan, I've said this before, even though he had that spell, I've still not been convinced with him.
No. Here's Panera on now to Pato, and Pato with a little trick gets past Evra. Pato pulls the ball across, cleared easily though by Ferdinand, who was watching the ball, rather than Huntelaar, who was running at him. On it goes to Rooney. Rooney was kicked in the back there by Thiago Silva. I say the back of his leg. Valencia on the far side to Scholes. Scholes with United's first goal, albeit through a scuff shot. This man Rooney with a header, making it 2-1. And Rooney through towards Park, and Park let the ball run, and it was just intercepted. Played back by Favali, and we're going to get another change.
Beckham coming off.
It's Beckham coming off. Well, I'm not going to say anything more about David Beckham. What do you think about
I think he's just played the role, because, you know, if you look at Pirlo and Ambrosini, I don't think you've seen much of their midfield three at all. You know, so Beckham's one of them, the other two the same.
Ordinary team. Seedorf to Panera, on to Pato. Pato loses the ball. Ferdinand clears it to Scholes. Carrick. Scholes again. Good play. Back to Park. On to Rooney. United are threatening here. I think they can get a third goal. Valencia on the far side. Valencia cutting in from the right. Taking on the full-back Favali. Shaped as if to cross the ball. Changed his mind. Plays it back to Park. Carrick's available. But it goes wide to Valencia again. Park once more. And Park's going to get caught here. Yes, he was caught, but at least he put the ball out of play. Derby now 4-2 up on Preston. Park trying to win the ball back, and that's a mistake. And here comes Raphael forward. Raphael squeezing the pass to the left side to Fletcher. Fletcher into Rooney. Rooney shoots right-footed just wide. Dida was beaten.
Yeah, good chance. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed as well. He's missed the target there. But Manchester United are on top now, and you talk about the age of the AC Milan players. One or two, the legs, they say the legs go, they look that little bit slower. The game is spreading out, there's more spaces to it, and that actually helps Manchester United.
Clearly Ronaldinho is still a special player.
He is.
And Pato has the ability to become a special player. The rest of them not great. Fletcher does well, wins the ball, beating Banera. Fletcher, 35 yards out, feeds it to the right side in Valencia. Rooney was holding back. Rooney still holding back. The pass goes behind Rooney to Scholes. Rooney then gives it away, and now they can counter-attack here, AC Milan. But have they got the pace? The ball played by Seedorf to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho tackled by Carrick, and United have it back. And Rafael wide to the right, and Valencia. Rafael again. Rafael chips it towards Park. Park got barged in the back there by Thiago Silva. Free kick to Manchester United. 17 minutes to go on 5 Live. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 2. Scholes takes the free kick. Great header down by Rooney. Fletcher, couple of yards outside the penalty, in towards Rooney. Rooney makes it 3-1. It's a fantastic night for Wayne Rooney and for Manchester United. 2 goals in a matter of minutes for the England striker, and United are out of sight in this last 16 game in the Champions League. AC Milan 1, Manchester United 3.
Well, Rooney's just put it away so simply, so easily. AC Milan defenders, 2 central defenders, stood still. Neither of them bothered marking him, picking him up at all. Such a simple goal, but so easily taken. It's all Manchester United's game now, and you could even believe that there'll be possibly more goals, because AC Milan not only look a beaten side, they look a tired side.
Well, most of them are old men. From the restart, Pato pulls across far too deep for Huntelaar, and I think it's going out for a throw-in. It is, and there's been a goal at Stoke, Pat.
It's gone to the 10 men of Stoke. Whelan 25 yards out. Given should have saved it. Stoke 1, Manchester City 0.
Thank you very much indeed. Manchester City dream of the Champions League. Manchester United emphatically in the Champions League, and it's turning out to be quite a night for the champions of England. Here's Seedorf. Seedorf to Nesta. Nesta to the right side, and Banera. Banera's pass was lazy, and it was behind Pato, and it's cleared by Evans upfield. Remember, Rooney's on a hat-trick now, and you wouldn't bet against it. Rooney, great control as he was being fouled. Still finds Scholes with a pass. Rooney wants it again, gets it again. Rooney almost was to flight. He was that late getting to Manchester Airport, but he's up to speed here inside the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. Manchester United lead 3-1. Goal from this man Scholes, and 2 from Rooney now. Scholes lost possession there, but Seedorf won't get to that pass, and Fletcher intercepts, and United are so dominant now they could go on to win 4 or 5-1. Fletcher fouled by Ambrosini, cynically so. That should have been a yellow card. It's only a free kick.
They're just knocking it about at will at the moment, Manchester United. They're completely in charge of the game. They're moving AC Milan about all of the time.
Here's Rooney shooting from long range. That's over ambitious. That was over 35 yards out. It was over the crossbar, and it's a goal kick. Morecambe 2, Burton 2. Well, they hadn't scored in the San Siro against AC Milan, and tonight they scored 3 times. And here's another old stager coming on. Inzaghi for Huntelaar. I wonder what the average age of the AC Milan team is out there now. And no, I'm not going to try to work it out. Let's just say it's considerable. 7 times champions of Europe, AC Milan, and they're on the back of quite a beating now by Manchester United. Fletcher leaves it for Carrick. Carrick on to Rooney. Poor pass back though to Carrick. Carrick did well. Pirlo, who's had a poor night, losing the ball far too easily to the England midfield player. Here's Valencia on the far side. United right. Back to Scholes. Look, AC Milan being forced on the defensive yet again. Scholes crosses into the penalty area. I think it took a deflection. Dida catches it and throws it out to Ambrosini, who's being chased down by Fletcher. Ambrosini just about holds off the Scot. Finds Seedorf, who gives the ball away. Carrick. How often have we said that tonight? Gives the ball away. On both teams, to be fair. A lot of mistakes.
Be a lot of slack play, hasn't there?
Valencia on the United right. Into Park. Park's had a good match, you know. He had, despite this odd role that he's been given by Sir Alex Ferguson, in the end it's worked. He's kept Pirlo quiet, and at times he's been great support for Wayne Rooney. Seedorf over the halfway line. Another telegraph pass by the Dutchman, easily intercepted, and Valencia keeps it in play on the far side of the field, but his pass runs to Silva. To Ambrosini, inside the centre circle. 12 minutes left for play here on 5 Live in the BBC. Stoke lead Manchester City 1-0 in the Premier League. Manchester United lead AC Milan 3-1 here in Milan. Second leg should be a formality.
Well, it should be. But, I wouldn't say that all the goals have ended here yet. But Manchester United just keep the ball moving, keep it moving quickly, and they'll just move AC Milan about, and who knows, another opportunity may come their way.
Van der Sar with the clearance. Headed back by Fabali. Not cleared again by Evans. Fletcher jumps with Ambrosini. Ambrosini wins it. Seedorf. Edge of the centre circle. Ronaldinho sort of disappeared now from the game. Perhaps he sees that it can't possibly be won. Pato in the yellow boots, near side of the field. Milan right, moving in field. Plays it back to Ambrosini. On to Seedorf. Seedorf steps away from Carrick. Feeds it to the right. Bonera keeps it in play. Gets the cross in. Pulls it very deep. Ronaldinho with the overhead kick, or at least the attempted overhead kick, and the referee's given a free kick against the Brazilian.
I think he's gone for dangerous play.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure. I'd love to see that again. I think he was well away from the defender. Strange one, that. Anyway, it's a free kick to Manchester United and a little over 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's just seen the replay. It's a bit of a harsh decision, really.
I thought so. He's... Anyway. Isn't it great? 3-1. Boom, boom. Van der Sar takes the free kick. Valencia challenges the ball. Feeds it through towards Rooney. Rooney couldn't quite evade Nesta. And Nesta chips it over the halfway line to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho spins it forward. Towards Inzaghi. Inzaghi's control was lacking. Evans takes the ball off him, finds Ferdinand, and Ferdinand lifts it to the right towards Valencia, who in his time on a substitute has done far more than Nani did. Derby 5, Preston 2 now. United on the attack again. Not a great ball by Rafael. Park inevitably chases after it anyway. Such work rate from the Korean, but it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, you just know that he's going to chase that ball until he can't get it. And you're looking at him now, he's dropping back in, looking for Pirlo again.
In the key games, Fletcher plays and Park plays. And yeah, I knew somebody would do this.
You know who, John? You know who, don't you?
Oh, no, it's Pugac in the back. You've got nothing better to do this time. The AC Milan team out there at the moment has an average age of 30.9 years. A combined age of 340. Too old at this level of football. Simply too old. And it's showing. Ronaldinho, who looked imperious in the first half, less so since the interval, finds Pirlo, who's had a wretched evening. Ambrosini hasn't been much better. Here's Park taking up for Manchester United over the halfway line. Park running away from Pato. Pato trying to pull him back. Referee plays the advantage because the pass found Rooney, who finds Scholes. Rooney again. Scholes once more. Valencia shaped as if to rush forward. Changed his mind. Scholes did too. He plays the pass back to Carrick. Carrick on to Evra. Evra now to Fletcher. Evra once more. Ball still in play. Evra midway inside the Italian half. Running forward. Crosses deep looking for Valencia. Carefully heads the ball back to Scholes. Scholes a long way out. Feeds Valencia again. Valencia plenty of time to cross. Pulls it in low towards Rooney. And if Rooney had just gone that extra yard, he might have had a hat-trick. As it is, it's out of play for a throw-in.
Good selection of cross by Valencia there. He stood there and he's driven it all on the ground, right along the 6-yard box. A very, very dangerous cross. Unfortunately, no Manchester United player was able to get their foot on the end of it.
I gave Pugac too much credit. It was Tim Morgan, our engineer, who worked it out in his head. Well, so, look, somebody's lying here because Morgan is pointing at Murray. Make your minds up, folk. Fletcher for Manchester United. You see a fourth goal coming. Here's Fletcher moving infield. Finds Scholes. Scholes then blocked by Ronaldinho. That's a free kick, without question. Sorry, I know a scoreline was being fed. Scunthorpe 1, Barnsley 1. Scunthorpe 1, Barnsley 1. And Walsall have regained the lead at Elland Road. It's Leeds 1, Walsall 2. Now, the free kick is, I think, 35 yards from goal. Rooney, he wants a hat-trick. He's going to take the free kick. Dida, beware. Rooney's come back a long way. We've got 7 minutes to go. Rooney waits. Here he comes. Right-footed, get it in target. It is on target and it's just wide.
I think Dida just had it covered, but wasn't too certain when he first take it. But you can see with Rooney himself, he's looking for that hat-trick, and who can blame him?
Sorry about the contradiction in terms, folks. It can't be on target if it's wide. Put it down to jet lag, remaining jet lag. There's nothing jet lagged about United's scoreline tonight. They lead by 3-1 here in Milan. Vanera with a throw in for the Italians. Finds Seedorf, back to Vanera. And here's Nesta. Nesta on the halfway line, looks to Pato. Evra with a confirmed challenge, and he flicks it through, and unfortunately Rooney's offside. Or he was clear. The ridiculously loud Tannoy announcement, I assume, was for the Manchester United fans, which should be translated as please hang back afterwards and continue your celebrations. Nesta to Vanera. 6 minutes to go. Seedorf now to Thiago Silva. Thought about shooting for a very long while. Way out. Favela gets the pass instead. His cross in, not so good. Here's Raphael trying to run the ball forward for Manchester United. Loses possession. Promising here. Ronaldinho from Milan. Into the United penalty. Great ball in. Lovely backheel flick from Seedorf. And Milan have a goal back. AC Milan 2, Manchester United 3. And that came from a mistake by United.
Yeah, Manchester United will not be happy with that at all. But it's been part and parcel of the game by both teams, making mistakes, giving the ball away in bad parts of the pitch. And then Ronaldinho came in, lovely smart play, great back heel by Seedorf. It makes it 3-2.
It makes the second leg slightly more interesting, but I still think Manchester United are in control of this tie.
Certainly, I'd agree with that.
Here's Park from the restart. I think Raphael might take the responsibility for that, you know. Not only did he lose possession, but he'd lost position. And Ronaldinho was completely unmarked when the ball was quickly played forward to the Brazilian. Lovely finish by Seedorf.
Yeah, full advantage of it, Ronaldinho. Once that mistake had happened.
Well, you think they were in front, AC Milan, given the noise from the Milan fans. Lincoln City 1, Accrington Stanley 1. Here's Ronaldinho. Surely there's not a third goal for them. Forward to Inzaghi. Inzaghi shoots wide. You'd have bet on him to finish that.
I thought he's going to score, and you could see that. And the Manchester United central defence suddenly opened up again. I think we've made comment about this about both teams. Defensively, they've not been the best at all.
It's a funny game tonight. You know, we've had lots of incident, but if you sat coldly and analysed it, there's been some very poor play. Mistakes, and just poor defensive work. Peterborough 3, Ipswich 1. Remember, in the Premier League, Stoke down to 10 men, lead Manchester City by 1-0. Here's Seedorf, scorer of the second AC Milan goal. On to Ambrosini, and now Banera. And United shouldn't have done, but they've given AC Milan a little bit of hope here. Seedorf plays the ball in low, cleared by Ferdinand upfield. Nesta brings it under control. Rooney puts him under pressure. Nesta finds Banera. Ambrosini. And now it's chipped forward by Silva. That's a glorious ball to the left side to Favali. Favali checks onto his right foot. When he shaped as if to cross with his left. Maybe he should have crossed with his left. Cleared by Scholes. Picked up by Silva. Silva shoots with wild ambition from 40 yards, and he's at least 15 yards wide. And there's been another goal at Stoke. Pat Murphy. I'm sorry, we're not hearing Pat, but we'll get to Pat as soon as we can. Stoke were leading 1-0, having been down to 10 men. Here, it's AC Milan 2, Manchester United 3. Van der Sar with a goal kick. And at this stage, Graham, United should just tie things up.
Yeah.
Make sure they win the game.
It's a matter, as we said earlier, moving the ball about, keep Milan moving, but keep making sure that you've got position and don't make mistakes. That hasn't happened. Rafael makes a mistake, results second goal, and now this game is a bit like, alive. But I'm like you, Alan. I've always thought over the 2 legs Manchester United would go through anyhow, and I still believe that. 2
minutes left for play before we're into added time. And it's Stoke 1, Manchester City 1. Gareth Barry has equalised for City. That's the Manchester City. 1-1. That game too kicked off at 7:45. Lost contact momentarily, I think, with Pat Murphy, but that's certainly the scoreline. Here's Bonera on the halfway line and loses the ball far too easily as far as the Milan crowd is concerned. Evans plays it back to Van der Sar, and Van der Sar securely clear towards the halfway line. Fletcher jumps well, and the ball's headed down and out of play off Bonera, according to the linesman. I don't think the Milan fans agreed with that, neither did Leonardo. It's certainly a throw into Manchester United officially on the halfway line, and the referee's coming across to talk to the Brazilian coach of AC Milan and tell him to calm down. I must admit, I thought he had a point there.
I did as well. And you can tell the crowd.
A minute to go. Milan 2, Manchester United 3. Bonera heads the ball down. Oh, Pirlo almost put the defender in terrible trouble. That's sort of emphasising Pirlo's evening. Now there's a foul on Inzaghi. Free kick to AC Milan. Scholes trying to run the ball away and impede Milan's efforts to take this free kick quickly. It's finally taken to Bonera. And now Seedorf, score of the second goal for the Italians. On to Bonera again. He crosses into the penalty area. Deep. Here's an opportunity. Headed down. Ambrosini's there. Ambrosini's shot was deflected off Ferdinand, I think. It's got to be a corner. The referee took a long time to award it, but it is a corner.
Give Ferdinand some credit there for getting that challenge in.
Pirlo to take the corner from the right. Hooking it in, and it's headed wide. What an opportunity. That was Silva, and he should have made it 3-3.
Alan, when you think...
Nesta? Sorry, it was Nesta.
Alan, when you think of the chances that AC Milan have missed, they really have only themselves to blame. The fact that they're chasing the game in the last minutes.
I don't think it's any exaggeration that they've had good chances to have scored 6 or 7.
Definitely.
3 minutes of time being added on, and a bottle has been thrown on. Well, no bottle should be thrown on. I'm hoping it's a plastic one. And more things being thrown onto the goal that Van der Sar is occupying. That's the notorious curve of Sud, where, let's say, the more extreme of the AC Milan fans are having. Finally, Van der Sar takes the goal kick, hits it over the halfway line. Wes Brown's got to come on as a diplomatic substitute in added time here. Rooney clatters it away towards the far side, towards Valencia. 3-2 United lead. Valencia back to Scholes, and Scholes to Park. Not a great ball. Park lost it. Here's Pirlo. Pirlo to Seedorf. There's still hope for AC Milan. Clever work by Seedorf, feeding the ball to the right to Pato, and Pato gets away from Evra, what he shouldn't have done. Rooney almost brought him down. Pato into the penalty area. Rooney's back there, and Rooney clears. And I'm very glad Rooney didn't get in that challenge, or else he'd have been yellow carded and been sent off. He was thinking about it and pulled out of it. Here's Ronaldinho on the far side of the field. Falls over, ball's out of play, and it's a throw into Manchester United. And we've got 90 seconds of time remaining, of added time remaining. So Raphael is going to be replaced by Brown, and conveniently Raphael is the player on the far side of the field.
And he's not going to walking off as well.
Slowly.
But any referee will add the time on. That's what they should
30
do.
Seconds, yes. Yeah, I'm sure they will. It's been too nervy for United towards the end, really. Yeah. When they had such control of the game.
Well, it's a hard one, is it? Because AC Milan should have been out of sight, and they weren't. And then, Manchester United get a 3-1 lead, dominating the second half. Then that second goal comes, and from that time on, it's been all AC Milan.
And typically, I reckon this break for the substitution must have been a minute.
Yeah.
Whereas Brown, the substitute, is going to take the throw in. having run away to the far side of the field. And he throws down that right flank, headed infield by Valencia. Rooney feeds the ball back, doesn't find a white shirt. Here's Seedorf for AC Milan. We've got 20 seconds, plus I'm sure an additional 30 seconds for that substitute remaining. 50 seconds to go, and there's another free kick for AC Milan, and a yellow card for Patrice Evra, and a red card. What? He's yellow carded Carrick, and it's a second yellow card for Carrick. I thought he was going to book Evra. What's going on here?
Either Carrick said something or kicked the ball away, you know, as he went past it. Yeah, it's for kicking the ball away, I think, that second one.
Oh dear. Carrick is sent off. I was sure that he was booking Evra for
I thought so. I'm with you. I thought that he was doing that. But I think as he went, Carrick, I think, just kicked the ball away.
Carrick will miss the second leg. AC Milan have a free kick. Deep in stoppage time. 3-2 United lead. Played in towards Inzaghi. Headed away well by Fletcher. Headed back in there and flicked on towards Inzaghi. Appeals for handball. Not given. Clattered upfield. Valencia's through, is he? Valencia, get it under control, son. Silva beats him though, and Silva plays it behind for a corner. No, the linesman is flagged. And I think the referee may have blown the final whistle. He has indeed, and it's all over. What a dramatic evening, and United have emerged on top.
I think at the end of the day there, Manchester United will come away three. I don't know what is happening at the moment, Alan. It has ended, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has ended, definitely.
Yeah. I think they'll come away, that's, you know, I mean, it's a 3-2 win, whatever we may say about that's what, you ain't going to alter that, and we can talk till the cows come home about this or that, what Milan should have done, how poor some of the defensive play won. At the end of the day, they've come here, they've come to Italy, they've come to Milan, they've won the first leg 3-2. Well done.
Absolutely, we'll take that home and enjoy it. Final scoreline here in the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium as Carrick sent off with only seconds to go. AC Milan 2, Manchester United 3.
Give us a call, 0500 909 693. Graham staying with us till 10:30. 0500 909 693. We'll interweave that with the reaction to the games here and elsewhere, and your text too on 85058. Plymouth have equalised at home to Swansea. Damian Johnson after 87 minutes. Plymouth 1, Swansea 1. It's Carlisle 1, Huddersfield 2. Probably too little, too late there for Carlisle. Bristol City 1, Leicester 0. David Clarkson with the goal there. Gary Johnson needed that under pressure. And one more score for you just coming in is... Leicester have gone and equalised. Lloyd Dyer has scored almost immediately. There we are, Graham Taylor. That's just what you needed, isn't it? Because we were talking about Gary Johnson a little bit earlier, weren't we?
Yeah.
Just when you think he's going to get a result he needs.
The best of seasons.
Well, that was a thoroughly enjoyable game. A great result for Manchester United, who were clinical on the whole when they had their opportunities. But we mentioned the 4 chances that Milan had in the first half before Scholes had even scored on top of Ronaldinho's. And then after they pulled a goal back through Seedorf, Inzaghi would have backed him to score. And then at the end, Nesta and Thiago Silva, actually, they got in each other's way. If only one of them had been allowed a free run at the goal, they'd have probably equalised. What do we make of that?
In terms of chances, Mark, you have to look and say to AC Milan, you've missed it. Yeah. Now, you know... Do we blame Manchester United for that? No, I'm sorry, you've got to take responsibility yourself. If they had been clinical with their finishing, Manchester United would have been beaten today. But give credit to Manchester United for coming back in, doing exactly what I thought. Rooney took his headed goal extremely well. You know, there's no doubt about that. The first one that he lobbed. Yes. Yeah, I do apologise. The first one that he lobbed, because that takes a lot of skill to get up there and lob your keeper with the headed ball. But at the end of the day, whatever we talk about, whatever anybody says, it's a 3-2 win, first leg away from home. You've got to be pleased with that.
Lincoln 2, Accrington Stanley 1. A Darren Kempson own goal seems to have given Lincoln the points. Derby 5, Preston 3. Chris Brown with Preston's third at Pride Park into the last minute there. And still 1-1 is the latest score at Britannia between Stoke and Manchester City, with that Gareth Barry equaliser 5 minutes from time. Whelan had scored 18 minutes from time for Stoke, and Faye sent off there. Let me just get the latest score for you from Lyon. It was 1-0. It's finished 1-0. Lyon 1, Real Madrid 0. And of course, this final is in Madrid on the 22nd of May, and after the massive expenditure, I think the least Real Madrid expect is to be in that final. Blackpool 2-0 up now at home to Middlesbrough. Blackpool 2, Middlesbrough 0. 2 results in already. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Doncaster 2, and Plymouth 3, Ipswich 1. Well, it's as I say, Graham, too, AC Milan must be wondering how on earth they lost that.
Straightforward. Got to put the ball in the net. And when you get your chances to do it, and such good opportunities, if you don't do it, you've nobody to blame but yourself. And you know, people see that, and as I say, talk forever. It doesn't matter about the quality of the players, doesn't matter. The most important thing is putting the ball in the net, and they haven't done that from the chances that they've had.
And thrilled though he'll be, Sir Alex Allen, with the goals and with the fact that Rooney continues this fantastic vein of form. He will know that they've had a little bit of a lucky escape here, and he'll be looking back. I mean, there was a Barney we couldn't see from up here, as you say, because of the bars and everything. Apparently, people have been letting us know there was a big Barney between Sir Alex and Evans in the first half.
It was just a crazy game of football, Mark. You know, there were so many goal opportunities from Manchester United as well as AC Milan. Milan had more, but there were so many mistakes on both sides. It made for a very exciting match to commentate on, but not a wholly satisfying game in terms of its overall quality, because that was absent in many positions of the field. But you know, at 3-1, I thought United were going to go on and score a fourth or a fifth. So I'm leaving the stadium tonight disappointed, actually, that they gave AC Milan a glimmer of a chance, and it could have been worse. It could have ended up 3-3.
It certainly could have done. Pat Murphy, you finished now at Stoke.